What's up, everybody? Wiser here to talk to you about my SummerSlam predictions. If you're a fan of wrestling talks, wrestling reviews, wrestling shenanigans, here is the place for you to subscribe. We've been doing this for a while now. Have a lot of fun on the channel doing it. Without further ado, I want to make sure that I'm crisp, precise, and quick with my predictions this time around. I don't want to go into long spiels like I am right now, ranting and raving. So let's get right into it. Now, these matches are not going to be in the order that I think that the matches are personally going to be in, but I do know that this best of 7 series for SummerSlam, well, it's not going to all be on SummerSlam, but for SummerSlam, is going to be on the Kickoff show. Well, Cesaro, sorry to say, they still have no intentions on building you up. And neither do I. In this match, I got Sheamus going over. I think if you're going to have a best of 7 series, which hopefully goes no more than 5 matches, you want to start the heel off hot so that the babyface chases a little bit. So I'm going to go with Sheamus, but of course Cesaro winning overall. Now, these matches are going to take place on a plethora of different shows. This is just going to be match 1. I'm praying that they change their mind and make this match 3 and Cesaro being up 2-0 already, because if they actually go to best of 7 and it's actually 7 matches, that means they'll have wrestled 9 times. If they do that, you can consider Cesaro dead. Dead. Do I expect much of this match? Yeah, but I don't think that the crowd or us are going to be entertained by it because, well, Sheamus. Up next, we have, you know what, we're going to call this the Divas Division. Up next, we have a match with the Divas Division. Now, this one, as you can see, is missing someone red. Yeah, Eva Marie will not be participating in this match. Oh, man, clearly the storyline of the year goes to Eva Marie and how they've been booking her to not be in matches. It's been awesome so far. And WWE, once again, man, I gotta tip my hat to you guys. You guys are pulling off some great stuff. Allegedly, according to WWE, Eva Marie has been suspended for violating the wellness policy. Clearly, Del Rio is having one hell of a party. He got everybody drugged up. But nonetheless, Eva Marie has been suspended, and this can go a couple of different ways. One way that it can go is they can just call off the match. But if they already have the graphic of just these 5 women, maybe the match goes on. I don't see how you can have a match like this where it kind of weighs heavily in the favor of the baby faces, but I guess you gotta kind of go with it. And I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with this match. If I was them, I would just call the whole thing off. This is mainly to showcase the women that they have, and it also shows you that they need a lot more depth. My expectations was for Becky to be the one to carry this division, but it seems like they're all getting equal push. And if they're all getting equal push, to me, that's 50-50, and no one really gets over. They need to decide who is going to be the main woman here that's going to be the lead in this division so that we all know who the hell's getting chased and who's the man or woman. If I have to pick someone, I'm going with the babies. If Eva Marie was there, clearly going with the heels. But she's not, so babies it is. Look at this guy right here. Look at this guy right here in the back of Miz. Look at this. Why is he smiling? I'll never know. It's clearly the fresh new water that he's gotten since he's come over from Africa. This match with Apollo Creed and The Miz, I thought it was going to be a match that would help Apollo Creed get over by giving him a title match and title shot and a title. But one thing I've seen, even though he won a triple threat to get this title shot, one thing I can say about good old WWE and SmackDown is they've done nothing to develop Apollo Creed here. So I don't see him winning the title. I'm keeping this thing on Miz. Maybe they just needed Miz. Maybe they just needed to have something for the Miz. For SummerSlam, you need your title on there, I guess. So here you go, Miz. Somebody for you to push over. It's sad, but they just really need to develop Apollo Creed's character so that he can become something. And until they develop that character, we're just not going to really get much from them. Sorry. Okay, first off, I just want to say Enzo's hair is out of control. Completely out of control. Next, I want to say, yeah. This match right here with the Enzo and the Cass and Jericho and Kevin Owens, I think this one is easy to call. So WWE has been building up Enzo and Cass like crazy. We all know this. They don't really take many losses. I think they have like one loss on their record, maybe two. But one that I could think of off the top of my head, I don't know, like have WWE cooled off on Cass and they're pushing Enzo because of his mic work or because Vince likes a good laugh. I don't know what the deal is with that. Jericho and Owens being put together is done for two reasons. One, get these guys over. Two, lose the match. Owens gets mad at Jericho. Those guys feud. Kevin Owens kills Jericho because Jericho probably wanted a match with Kevin Owens on his way out. Jericho got some stuff to go on with Fozzy. So Kevin Owens kills Jericho. I want to say in matches after SummerSlam. Maybe not the next pay-per-view because the next pay-per-view is a SmackDown pay-per-view. But the pay-per-view after that is probably going to be a Raw pay-per-view. And that's where Kevin Owens puts an end to Jericho. But that's clearly the reason why they're having this match. Enzo and Cass goes over. Maybe with Jericho taking the pin, Kevin Owens getting pissed off. And then demolishing him after the match. Setting up a match for them at a future pay-per-view. I don't give a fuck about this match. Up next, we have New Day versus Gallows. Now, a lot of the people keep talking about the tag team title reign and how many days they have and the longest reign and yada yada yada. I don't think any of that matters. One thing to look at going into this is Big E missing. Some people are debating whether or not Big E's going to turn heel or Big E's going to join the club. That's definitely not going to happen. If you look at Gallows' heads, it look like two nuts. Don't it? Like, just look at their heads. It's like two fucking nuts. And keeping short, I'm going to go with who I think needs the titles. And the guys that I think needs the titles is clearly Gallows. New Day has held on to those titles long enough. And at this point, nobody else is getting over from it. Because anytime they go up against the New Day finds a way to escape with said titles. And having it so that Big E isn't with them, that's their way of getting out of not having win at SummerSlam. Then you have Big E come later on and say, hey, we lost the titles, but I wasn't there, so don't count. We get a rematch. And of course they lose again, proving that Big E wasn't the only reason why they lost. So I think that's the reason why Big E is out of this, is to get the titles off of these guys and to set up the rematch later on down the line to solidify Gallows winning the titles. Nothing more, nothing less. You guys don't overthink this one. Gallows wins it. They're making these quick and easy for me. I mean, my SummerSlam prediction record is going to go completely unblemished. They're making this real easy. Sasha's not losing the title. To me, she could use a little bit more character development. She could use some work on the mic. Charlotte's knocking it out the park when it comes to the mic work. She's been getting a little teeny bit careless as far as ring work antics. Needs to brush up on that. Maybe the Dana Brooks. That's her name, right? Dana. The girl with the tits. Big ass titties. Her. Maybe her nonsense has been kind of coming off or rubbing off on Charlotte with botches. But other than that, I think that this is going to be a pretty good match. These two women know that this is their chance on a big stage to deliver something for the women, and I think that they're going to try to go out there on a limb to deliver a great match. So I'm looking forward to a great match between these two women. The outcome is obvious. No shenanigans, no Ric Flair, no Dana Big Titty Brooks. Nah, that'll be a heel turn. Yeah, just a straight up win by Sasha. And hopefully there are no shenanigans and we just get these two in a good match. But as usual, again, I got Sasha winning. Listen here, man. And I ain't gonna say it no more. Rusev is not losing his title. Okay? I ain't gonna say it no more. No more. I don't care how you feel about the Roman in the ring. I don't care how you feel about the Ruru, who is clearly the face that runs the place. I ain't gonna say it no more. So don't look for me to change my decision, and don't look for me to explain nothing here. I don't care what happened on Raw. I don't care what happened on Raw. That was to give that guy that victory. That's it. We know who gonna win this thing, right? Hey, let's move on. Nothing to see here.
You say you love the WWE? That's great. Because I'm gonna make your passion your prison. Because I already told you once, boy. Your time is up. My time is now.
Well, you heard it there from AJ, and I'm going to agree with him. John Cena's time is up, and it feels clear as day. He's not necessarily like taking losses or losing a bunch or anything like that, but he just feels out of place being in wrestling right now. It just feels like he should be doing other things, and it does feel like his time is up. Right now, I think is the perfect time to give AJ a more meaningful push, and in order for them to give him a more meaningful push, he has to defeat John Cena here, and everything that he says in his promos becomes true. It's his time. If he beats John Cena, he needs John Cena to come out on SmackDown and say, AJ is the better man. And that is a very huge endorsement for AJ to get to propel him into what can be a big push for him. And WWE needs to take advantage of this because AJ don't got too many more years left on his bump card. So, got to take advantage of that now while you can. I see AJ getting this win. And I saw AJ getting this win from the start as Cena prepares to move himself on up out of here after the next pay-per-view. Not this one, but after the next pay-per-view. I believe he's going to be taking some more time off in September or somewhere after September. He's going to be taking some more time off. So I got AJ winning this thing. Got to give this guy the rub and keep his credibility alive. None of that 50. Well, they've already done 50-50 because for some reason people aren't bringing this up. Even though it was a 6-man tag in the last pay-per-view, John Cena did get the pinfall victory over AJ Styles. So Cena already got his win back. Now AJ's going to get his. Still 50-50, but I see what you did there, WWE. Well, this match was announced while I was in the middle of recording, and like I told you guys, WWE didn't have any plans for Sami Zayn. His character isn't there, not really much in the personality category, and putting him with Neville, that actually kind of goes together because they're one of the same. And they're going against the Dudleys, who WWE also doesn't want us to care about. So here you go, 4 guys that WWE doesn't want us to care about, so I don't even care enough to give you a winner. Go figure. So is this where I think Dean's going to be taking on Ziggler? Nah, they got to put Brock here before it, right? Either way, this was seen as a placeholder match for Dean Ambrose. Just a match to get him to the next pay-per-view. Easy bye week for the guy. That's how this match was seen between him and Dolph Ziggler. But it appears as though they've been putting a little bit of fire behind Ziggler, a little bit. And also the rumor backstage, because there's always rumors backstage. Not saying that this is false or anything, but rumor that there's heat on Dean for what he said about Brock and how he answered some of the questions on Stone Cold's podcast. If you don't like the way somebody's going to answer Stone Cold's answers, then don't fucking let them go on a damn podcast. They're going to answer the way they want to answer because you put them in that position. Nonetheless, I don't think that that's going to have any effect on Dean's reign as of right now. And I got Dean winning this thing. I still see Ziggler as just someone that was put in place for Dean to have a bye month. And, I mean, has Ziggler gotten some fire behind him in his promos? And has he kicked Dean in the face? Sure, he's done that. Yeah, absolutely. What else do you want him to fucking do to build a match? It doesn't mean he's going to win. And he's not going to. There's not even really much to say here about it. Dean's retaining his title. And I think it's so simple. This show, as a matter of fact, is all extremely simple. Like, there's no thought that needs to be put into it. Until we get here. Seth Rollins and Phil Bacon. This is a tough one that could go many different ways. And as a matter of fact, this should close the pay-per-view, in my opinion, because this is the one match that I think is the less predictable. The least predictable, I should say. And I want Rollins to win. Even though he's going against the Demon. And there's so many reasons why you can't have the Demon lose. But I'll give you a situation in where he can lose. I think WWE sort of kind of maybe a little bit booked themselves in the corner here by letting the Demon come out so early. Because you can't have the Demon lose, especially if this is going to be your first time showcasing him. You can't really have the Demon lose here. At the same time, you don't stop your push with Seth Rollins because he was never really knocked off. But Phil Bacon just came up and he got the rocket in his ass. Now, the fans are behind him a bit, yes. But you don't want to rocket the guy. Or maybe you do. There's plenty of people out there that think, hey, maybe he should be the champion. But do we put the title on him without knowing much of the guy? Sure, that says, hey, he's important, but you know, I just don't feel that this time is right. I think that there could be an even bigger payoff. Now walk with me a little bit here. First, I can give an argument on both sides. But I can say that Seth Rollins wins, and there's only one possible way that he can win it. I'm going to get to that in a second. The Phil Bacon. Putting the title on him can catapult him. Absolutely. It can make NXT meaningful. Absolutely. But if we look at what WWE has done to NXT guys once they've gotten to the main roster, they've done nothing really with them. Nothing. If you look at anybody that's, mainly from that NXT era, like from Sami Zayn on, not the Seth Rollins on, but Sami Zayn on. If you look at those guys, none of them are at the top. None of them are at the top. I mean, Big E's holding the title, yes, but none of them are at the top. So do you break that chain now with the Phil Bacon? I wouldn't be against that. But again, I just don't think the time is right. So how do you get out of this dilemma? How do you beat the Demon in his first match and make it okay? I think it's a lot simpler than you may think. And I think it may piss off a lot of fans if I say this, and especially if they do this. You have Gallows come out and help Seth Rollins defeat the Demon. Seth gets the title, Phil's the ultimate babyface, and Phil now has a title to chase. And he can win it at another pay-per-view. Maybe Survivor Series, maybe somewhere even down the line, maybe at WrestleMania. He can win a title on a bigger stage. I say hold off on this. He doesn't need to do it now. Also, I don't see WWE investing in Phil as a heel by putting him with the club members, Gallows. I don't see them doing that because they want to invest in him as a babyface. So that's a way that they could. If this doesn't happen with Gallows interfering, then Phil Bacon wins. But hey, WWE, if you're listening, I'm giving you an out. Take it and put me over. And last, but certainly not least, we have the Beast Incarnate, the guy that's here just to sell tickets, versus the Randy Orton, a match that we've been wanting to see for years. What do we do here? I mean, I know who I want to win, and I know who you know what? You know what? I don't think we need a winner in this match. I want Randy Orton to win. I legitimately want Randy Orton to win. Somebody has to beat Brock Lesnar, and I don't see any of the younger guys in position to beat Brock Lesnar. Let's get that out of the way. But there's certain things that may come from this. You have Brock Lesnar teasing that Bill Goldberg is next, and apparently Bill Goldberg is going to be in the facilities at SummerSlam, maybe even backstage. So maybe they could set up something there. But if you paid attention to SmackDown, Randy Orton had a bit of a brush by with Bray Wyatt. So you have something there. Maybe they could end this match in a no contest, a double DQ, or something in which both of these guys take the L, because maybe they still don't want Brock Lesnar to lose. If they don't want Brock Lesnar to lose, you still have to save Randy Orton. I do not see Randy Orton losing clean here at all. At all. If he loses, it'll be dirty, but it damn sure won't be clean. Same goes with, well, Brock Lesnar. I can see a Brock Lesnar losing clean, and it'll make headlines, but it's not the headlines that WWE wants. They want somebody that could get the, I would think that WWE would want somebody that could get the rub from beating Brock Lesnar. I don't know if they'll make it Randy Orton. I just don't know. But I want Randy to win, and hopefully this match ends in a no contest because of interferences. I think that sets up better stuff down the line, and these two won't have to go against each other anymore. Say they have a really good match that we all enjoy. We don't have to worry about seeing them again because they're on different brands, and they could go off into their next feuds. Brock Lesnar won't need to be on TV for a while because we know Goldberg ain't going to be there. Set that up for WrestleMania, and then you have Randy Orton who could take on Bray Wyatt at the next pay-per-view. So, I don't know. If I have to pick somebody, I'm going to go with Randy Orton. If not, I'm going to go with Randy Orton. That's my choice, and I'm sticking with it. That's going to conclude my SummerSlam predictions. I thought this would be much shorter than it actually turned out to be, but nope. Even with me not talking too much, I still talk too damn much. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like on the video. It helps a ton. And I hope to see you for the SummerSlam review. See you guys Sunday.